It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition of the grand design, some people say it's even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls, 'cause all I see is a tower.
The main characteristics of a conorrhea is it has a bilateral symmetrical inverted form. The body has more than 2 cell layers, tissues, and organs. The body cavity is a pseudodecelomate. The body possesses a thorough gut and anus. The body also possesses a critical and longitudinal muscles. It has a nervous system and an anterior nervous ring and a double nerve cord. It has no circulatory system, meaning no bloodstream. Reproduction normally sexual and genital gasket. It feeds on diatomics and organic detritus, and it also lives in all marine environments. Into the diversity, the conorrhea is divided into 2 orders, the Psychohangata and the Hominigata, which is the 21 genera and over 200 species, of which only been described from juvenile stages. These animals are very small, generally less than 1 meter in length, segmented and lipless, which means they have no lip. They are motile and marine or occasional. There is no hypothesis on the species of conorrhea. They are post-stomic and developmental patterns. The defining characteristics of the conorrhea is that they are yellowish and brownish. A typical range from 0.13 to 1.04 millimeters. Their body can be divided into 13 segments. The first segment containing the head and mouth, posteriorly directed scallops, sensory and locomotion spines. The rigid exoskeleton is flexible critical between the dorsal and vertebral plates, which allows movement. The entire body is lined with the critical, cutaneous, basal layers. So the conorrheas have an epidermis with non-cytally and closely associated with the nervous system. Conorrheas have head rectangles that allow them to digest food and move around. Their head muscles stretch between the base of the head, scallops, and mouth and muscle segments. They are segmented labyrus animals. The spines are used for locomotion, withdrawing, and the head is pushing forward or grabbing the species with the spine drawing upwards the body. Conorrhea live in marine mud or in spaces of marine sand. They are found in the intertidal zones to the depths of the several thousand meters. So between the ranges of 800 through 8,000 meters, they are found. Conorrhea is a phylum of marine segmented cystomachic animals. To date, there is about 230 species of conorrheas reported worldwide from habitats including courses around sand, mud, and surfaces of algae and other invertebrates. Conorrheas classification have 2 classes, 3 orders, and 11 families. Although the higher level of phenology is fairly well resolved, relationships with among the same taxon remains unclear. They feed on diatomics and other organic matter. They are also found in mud. The most important food source for conorrheas are bacteria, diatomics, and other microalgae. The role of conorrhea is in nutrients generation is complex. Conorrheas have separate sexes and reproduce sexually. A male places a bag of sperm in a female, where fertilization of joining the egg and sperm starts to develop and take place. The female then attracts the sac to the sand grains. They were first discovered in France in 1841 along the coastlines. Conorrheas rarely move because it takes a lot of energy. They cannot swim, so they have to dig holes in segments using their head. So they don't migrate at all. So conorrheas are no scientific information in regards to the typical lifespan of conorrheas. They do in fact have a larva. Also, they do not have a circulatory system. In fact, they do have a well-developed body cavity. Fun fact, did you know that conorrheas are named mud dragons? Yes, they are named mud dragons. This group has, in fact, been known to exist since the discovery in 1841. There is no hypothesis by which this group has originated. We think that there is no uncertainty of their placement on the trees because they are unique. We did not expect them to have a sister taxa to any other taxons, at least really not tightly related. Using the trees created in lab, the evolution of the conorrhea was used in pea trees to try to find the root of their existence. So looking at the data metrics, using standard characteristics, using the presence of their systems, reproduction, cell layers between each organism, and the outgroup was peripheral, and the closest relative was the in and data metrics. The next tree was conducted from the 16 data sequence data based on the information of the outgroup, the peripheral again, and the relative was the Sedara. And using a published P tree, which included our taxa, again, differs by the published data because they use the SSURRNA sequence data sets and provides a wide range of species, and the closest relative was also different from ours as well, which was the chrysalis.